Imagine a forbidden love that ends in tragedy, but not in forgetting. This is the story of the revenge of forbidden love, where interrupted love returns to haunt the living. Press play and discover how an LGBT love story turns into a nightmare of revenge and terror. In a small town in the 1960s, where prejudice and intolerance were part of daily life, two souls found love in each other in an unexpected way. Emily and Sarah met at a local cafe, where Emily worked as a barista, and Sarah was a regular customer. Over time, their trivial conversations turned into deep confidences, and they soon realized that what they felt for each other was more than just friendship. Both knew that society at that time would not accept their love. The fear of judgment and rejection weighed on them, but the love they shared was stronger than any barrier. Emily and Sarah began to meet secretly, away from curious eyes and malicious comments. Each meeting was an escape from the oppressive reality. Emily and Sarah met in a flower-filled field, far from the town, where they could be themselves without fear. The field soon became the symbol of their forbidden love, a place where they vowed to be together forever, no matter the obstacles. Unfortunately, their happiness did not go unnoticed. One day, a group of young men from the town followed them to the field and witnessed a passionate kiss. With hearts full of hatred and prejudice, they decided that something had to be done to correct what they saw as aberrant behavior. That night, while Emily and Sarah slept, the group invaded Emily's house. They were brutally separated, and Emily was dragged out of her home, beaten and left to die by the roadside. Sarah, desperate, tried to fight back but was overpowered. In her desperation to save her beloved, Sarah was locked inside the house and the group set it on fire. The fire spread quickly, and Sarah had no chance to escape. The death of Emily and Sarah shook the small town. Many commented on the terrible fire, but few knew the truth about the forbidden love that led to the tragedy. The families of the two young women were devastated, but the prejudice that permeated society made few seek justice. Emily's house, now in ruins, became a place avoided by all. They said it was cursed, and no one dared to approach it after sunset. Rumors about the screams and laments heard at night spread, and the house became known as the House of Forbidden Love. Years passed, and the story of Emily and Sarah was slowly forgotten by the new generation. However, the souls of the two lovers found no peace. Trapped between the world of the living and the dead, they were determined to avenge their deaths and punish those who destroyed their love. One night, a group of teenagers seeking adrenaline decided to explore the abandoned house. Amidst laughter and jokes, they entered the ruins without knowing what awaited them. As soon as they crossed the door, an intense cold enveloped them. The laughter ceased, and the silence of the house covered them like an oppressive mantle. As they explored the house, the teenagers began to notice strange movements in the broken mirrors and hear whispers from the dark rooms. One of the girls, Jessica, felt a cold hand touch her shoulder. But when she turned around, there was no one there. Panic began to set in, and they decided to leave as quickly as possible. However, the exit was not easy. The doors that were open before were now locked. The windows seemed unbreakable, and the darkness became almost tangible. The whispers grew in intensity, turning into screams of despair and pain. The spirits of Emily and Sarah began to manifest more aggressively. Objects were thrown through the air, and shadows moved quickly through the corridors. The teenagers, in a state of absolute terror, tried to hide, but realized there was no escape. Emily appeared before Jessica, her pale face and empty eyes conveying deep sadness. "Do you know what they did to us?" Emily's voice was an echo of pain and anguish. Jessica, trembling, could barely respond. Sarah appeared next to Emily, both surrounded by an aura of melancholy and revenge. Through flashes of painful memories, Emily and Sarah showed the teenagers the horrors they faced. The screams of Emily being beaten and the fire consuming Sarah were projected into the minds of the young people, forcing them to experience the agony the lovers suffered. Finally, the spirits decided that justice must be served. They revealed that among the teenagers was the grandson of one of the original attackers. This young man, unaware of his family's dark past, found himself facing the cruel truth. Emily and Sarah channeled their vengeance towards him, turning his mind into a battlefield of nightmares and torment. The other teenagers managed to escape, but the house would never be the same. The grandson of the original attacker was found outside the house in a catatonic state, muttering about Emily and Sarah's love and pain. The house continued to be avoided, now with the reputation of being haunted not only by the spirits of the lovers, but also by the curse of revenge. The story of Emily and Sarah was remembered by the town again, not as a simple tragedy, but as a tale of love and vengeance. The field where they used to meet bloomed with a macabre beauty, as if nature recognized the sacrifice and injustice that occurred there. The spirits of Emily and Sarah never found peace. Their souls remained trapped in the house, wandering the corridors in search of eternal justice. Those who dare to enter the house feel the weight of their sadness and the intensity of their forbidden love. And every year, on the anniversary of their deaths, the screams of pain and lost love echo through the house, a grim reminder of what happens when love is interrupted by hate and intolerance. Want part 2 of this story? Leave it in the comments. If you have a horror story and want to see it published on our channel, send us your story.